you have a decision to make. You have to decide, is it going to be more of the same, or are you going to make some major changes in your life? Because it's really not about you. The gifts and the talents that God has given you, it's really not about you. It's about you deploying those gifts so that others can benefit from it. That's what it's about. I was just at a major business conference. It happens only once a year. And the conference was just completely filled with entrepreneurs and business owners. And it was just an amazing, amazing event. But there's one thing I noticed when I had many, many conversations with people. So many people are walking around with self-limiting beliefs and having a fear of either poverty or a fear of failing in the presence of other people. And so many people are stuck in careers and doing things that they really either don't want to do anymore, don't have a passion to do it anymore, or perhaps they've already started their business. And I spoke to a lot of business owners yesterday, but oh my goodness, in almost every case, not every case, because there were a couple of people who were just absolutely on fire. And in fact, I sat down with a few of them and had some amazing mastermind conversations, but that's another subject. But what was really alerting me is the vast majority of people who have not made the decision that, you know what, I'm going all in on me. I'm going to focus on what I know to be true. I am not going to walk in fear. I'm not going to walk in a scarcity or a poverty mindset. And even though I may not fully feel that I have all that it takes to come forward right now, and I'm still learning and growing, I am still going to fully go in on me and not be afraid. I even spoke with a number of coaches at this event, and it was amazing that there was coaches there as well. And I noticed the same thing even when I spoke to coaches, because some of them were saying, you know, Z, the thing is that I've adjusted my prices in such a way, but I know my prices need to be higher. But I also lack the confidence in knowing that I still would be able to bring in the people at a higher price point, even though, get this, even though many other coaches and people out there doing what I do don't do a fraction of what I do, and yet they charge so much more. I had a wonderful conversation with a couple of coaches, and it was very, very interesting that across the board, the main thing that many people were speaking was a fear of like losing, fear like making a mistake, or fear of, really it boils down to a spirit of poverty and a spirit of scarcity, right? And I know that that's prevalent with a number of people, but even for those who are out there kicking butt and doing well, because I spoke to a couple senior executives who feel stuck in their position, and I won't use names. I won't even give examples because I respect everyone's privacy. But I spoke to a number of them, and one of them, she even said, my goodness, Z, I've got to have more conversations with you because this is just really helping me, but I know that I need to get out there and do what I need to do. And I know that what I'm doing now, it's not it, but I also know, of course, this is what's paying the bills. Here's the point I'm getting at with this. We're not here that long, you all. And I'm not saying that anyone should just make a foolish decision and just jump out there and do something and don't have, your bearings together, don't have, something there. That's not what I'm saying. But the point that I'm getting at is I notice that the enemy feeds us the same lies. John 10:10 is so true. The enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. Here's what I want to say about this. You know the passage in the Bible, Matthew 7:7, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open. I think I said in my last one or two podcast episodes that I've been literally, when you all would think something's wrong when you look at how much I've been meditating on that passage, just staring at it. Not to mention the vast amount of books that I'm reading on mindset development, mindset growth. I'm probably at this point spending a minimum of 6 to 8 hours a day, and that's not an exaggeration, and that's a minimum. That's a minimum just on mindset growth strategies and things of that such. But when you think about that passage, ask and it shall be given. The one thing that really, really, really is standing out to me more than anything, because we know the Bible, there's no lies in there. It's not a lie when Jesus said, ask and it shall be given. But why is it that we ask for things and we don't receive it? Could it be because it's not so much the words we say, but it's really what we believe about ourselves? It's really about how we are showing up. It's really about, do we really believe that this is the person we've become? Do we really believe that we can accomplish this or that? Do we really believe it's already been done? And I'm not talking about the words that we pray and the words that when we say, you ask, a typical, person, who are they and what they're about. And people will be very quick to tell you. And trust me, I've been like this most of my life as well. So I'm not talking down to anybody. Let me just be clear. Very, very quick to say, I'm a child of God. I'm an heir of God. I'm this, I'm that. I know with God, all things are possible and this and that. But you want to know how you can really tell if you really believe that? And I think I said this in my last episode. All you have to do is really be honest with yourself and look at your results. That's why you have to be so careful with the environment that you're around. You all, that's why I really, really, really try to guard everything that I look at, the conversations I'm in. I was going to say the music I listen to, but I really don't listen to much music unless it's sort of like some relaxing piano music or something like that. But I'm very, very guarded with what gets my time and attention. Very, very guarded. So here's what I want to get at. You all have a decision to make. And the decision is, am I going to keep apologizing to others by staying low, by being afraid, by not truly believing in myself and going all in on myself? Am I going to keep apologizing by staying low so that no one else gets offended because I have the audacity to dream higher in terms of what I want for my life and myself, because I have the audacity to actually stand up and say, you know what, for the rest of my life, I actually really want to do what I love, and I'm going to go ahead and put some steps into place to put me in that trajectory, in that direction, regardless of what people think or say, right? We do not need to apologize by staying low when God has already called us higher. And that's in essence what we're doing. We're apologizing by not fully going all in on us. I love you all. I want to encourage you all. Spend some time working on you. Work on you. Read books. Get yourself into the right mentorship community. Get yourself into the right environment. Spend time in prayer and meditation. Get yourself in a good, healthy routine. And here's a big one. Have some honest discussions with yourself about where are you at and do you like your results? Take a look at physically how you're doing and how you're taking care of yourself. Take a look spiritually, your walk with God. Take a hard look at your finances. That's a hard one to do, right? But take a hard look at it and own up to what you like or what you don't like about it. Take a look at the relationships that you're in, the environment you're putting yourself in. Take a look at everything emotionally. Look at every area of your life and have a serious conversation with yourself. And I actually don't think this is something that can just happen just in a few minutes. I've been at this I'm being very transparent with you all, really for months, but I definitely would say it's intensified, especially in the last several weeks, looking at every area of my life and looking at what is working, what is not. What am I pleased with? What do I love and what do I do not? Are there any self-limiting beliefs or self-limiting thoughts that I'm hanging on to? And how am I going to show up? How am I going to show up as an heir of God? Ruling over my God-given assignment, unapologetically, not worrying about what people may think or say. And that's another thing I want to say. Some of you know that it's time to make a pivot in your life, and you look at your past failures and you look at what didn't work out and you spend all that time thinking about it. And what you got to realize is every single minute you spend thinking about what didn't work out and what didn't go the way you wanted it to go, all you're doing is attracting that right back into your life again. Get yourself in the habit of turning that off and realizing, you know what, there is some gold to dig from this experience if I'm willing to look for it. Now, you all know I'm referring to a chapter in my book, Necessary. I wrote about that. In every single experience we go through, there's some gold to dig from it. Train yourself to think, I'm not going to pick up the negative parts about what I went through and what happened and what didn't go right and why life's not working out the way I want. Let me look at why it didn't go the way I wanted it to go. Let me extract from it the gold that I'm supposed to get from it so I can keep walking in the direction I'm heading. I'm reading a new book. Well, first of all, I'm always reading a number of books, and I just started on a newer book. Trying to think of the title. I think it's called 3 Feet from the Gold. And I'm only about halfway through the book. But what I really love about it, and she's basing it, the person that wrote this book is very similar to some of the concepts in the books by Napoleon Hill some books that was based on, some findings that they had. But anyway, the reason I bring up the title of 3 Feet from the Goal, there's a couple of things I like about what's written in here is a lot of senior level executives and business owners were interviewed. And what was clear throughout all of the interviews is every last one of them had major moments of defeat. Major moments when things did not go in the direction that they wanted it to go. And for a lot of them, it was financial. And also it was relational. It was things going on in relationships and this and that. And I'm only halfway through the book. And I'm kind of hesitant to even recommend or bring up a book that I've not finished reading yet. But so far, I'm really liking what I'm reading because it speaks to, wow, there's a cost to be paid for elevation. And what I mean by that is from all of the people with everything that they've gone through, they said, but it was in those moments when I was tempted to doubt myself, when I, was going through things financially, when I was just discouraged. It was in those moments that I decided not to give up, take another step, don't turn back, don't give in to the pressures, don't give in to the financial pressures, don't give in to the social pressures, and continue going because I have definiteness of purpose. They knew their vision, their mission, and they kept moving forward. And ironically, with every last one of them, there was this moment where things just took off. All of a sudden, things began to go well, and they begin to walk into I call it the anointing, the blessing, and walk into the calling that God had for them, which I just love that. And so I want to encourage you all, you have to make a decision. Who are you going to be this year and how are you going to show up? Are you going to keep apologizing by staying low, by looking at what didn't work out, by being fearful or afraid or concerned about what other people may think or say? Or are you going to say to yourself, you know what? Enough is enough. First of all, I'm going to work on me in every area of my life, spend more time in prayer, get in my Bible, be disciplined with that, even set up a schedule to where I'm praying more and I'm meditating and sitting in God's presence, and then take it further. I'm going to get myself into the right mentorship community and get the help that I need. Get a good mentor, get a good coach. In my personal opinion, I believe everyone needs a mentor or a coach. Get into the right environment. Surround yourself with the right people. Many of you are aware the Unlocking Greatness community welcomes you with open arms. In fact, we're actually relaunching this week and opening the programs back up because we didn't let anyone new into the mentorship community for the past several months now, just because we wanted to change some things around and get things focused so that people can grow more with success mindset principles. But that's another subject. But find a good community that you want to be into. We're focusing heavily on a community for leaders and entrepreneurs, those who love God, but they want to grow in their leadership and grow in their business. But get yourself into the right environment. I cannot explain to you how important it is to get into mastermind groups. Can't even begin to explain that. That's another thing that she talks about in her book, which I think is a very good point she made. But also take care of yourself physically. Get yourself together. Start eating healthy, or at least doing better than what you've been doing. Exercising and working out. Take care of yourself mentally. I spend at least, one of my challenges for myself is a minimum of an hour a day reading something new that I've never read. Now, right now, I'm up to maybe 6 hours a day, 6, 7, 8 hours some days in reading, because that's just where I'm at right now. I'm soaking up a tremendous amount of mindset knowledge because I'm very, very interested in why do people stop? Why do people not get the results that they seek in their life? And what is it about their mindset that limits them? So that's why we kind of pull things down and relaunch the Unlocking Greatness community, because we really want to focus heavily on not only our walk with God, which is number one. Let me make that clear. Let me make that very clear, but also on success-driven mindset principles and growth patterns. So we're coming out like you would not believe, with an intensity of helping people get the help that they need. But take care of yourself and make the decision that I'm going to do whatever it takes to get myself in the right environment, change my mindset. Don't continue with those same negative thought patterns. I'm going to command my day. I'm going to rule over my God-given assignment. I'm going to throw off everything that hinders me. I am not going to have more of the same. And I'm going to do whatever I need so that I can honor, get this, even what Jesus said, living life to the fullest. John 10:10 teaches us the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but Jesus teaches us he's come to give us life and give us life to the fullest. Well, what does that mean for you? I love you all. I sincerely do. I pray that this year is the year not only this year, this day, let me rephrase that. This is the day you make a decision. No more apologies. I am not apologizing by staying low any longer. I am making a decision that I am growing, that I am moving forward in life. Yes, I'm going to fall. I'm going to fail. I'm going to make a lot of mistakes. But every single time that happens, I'm going to look at it. I'm going to extract the gold from that. And I am not going to stop 3 feet shy of the gold. I'm going to continue going. I love you all. Be encouraged. You're listening to Unlocking Greatness Podcast with Zenja Glass.